Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. We are Vacay Mode Travels. That is Sarah. I am Alden.
And today we are going to be talking about common mistakes that couples make when they plan their own honeymoon. Your honeymoon is going to be one of the most memorable trips you are ever going to take. You're going to remember it 10, 20, 30 years down the road. So it's important that you have an experience that is a great one, that you have fond memories of, and you look forward when you're looking back and talking about it.
Yeah, the honeymoon, for some couples, it may be the biggest trip you ever take. And again, it's really a memorable one. You want to make sure you get it right. You only get the one. So let's dive into some of the mistakes that couples make. Mistake number one is trusting the online reviews. And although that is important, don't let that be the end-all, be-all decision when deciding where you want to go and what resort to choose from. We do like to look at reviews, especially ones that are recent, but that shouldn't be the only thing that you want to look at. So take all the parts of the resort into keep in mind proximity from the airport. What do they offer for entertainment, food, all that. So don't just look at the reviews. Say, hey, I saw some reviews, I don't like that. Especially if it's a resort that's maybe has a renovation going on as well. One of the best resorts that we love in all of Mexico has had some recent poor reviews, but I still would gladly go to that resort even during the renovation, just because it's such a great experience and would make for a great honeymoon, to have.
It's very common with resorts when they're going through a renovation, an expansion, or when they're brand new and they just opened to have a few months where there are some negative reviews. Those are going to be the things we're going to help you navigate through. We know which resorts are new. We know what's going on. We know if there's a reason for that or if it's a reason to be a red flag and stay away. So that's why you want to work with an expert, somebody that can guide you through this process, because you don't want to roll the dice on your honeymoon. You want to have a great experience. The second mistake couples make is expecting perfection. So we always want to set you up to have a really enjoyable experience. So one of the things that we do with all of our couples when we're going through and we're presenting honeymoon options is we're going to help you get a behind the scenes look. The website photos look great, they look Instagram worthy, they're all polished and pretty, but does the resort really look like that day to day? Same with the beach.
Yes.
So we like to use Google Maps, help you get a real understanding. We have live footage, real raw footage from these resorts that we can show you what it looks like in photos and in videos that we actually took, so that way you can see what it looks like and we can set you up for success instead of expecting this perfectly polished resort and then you get there and you're disappointed. We don't ever want that for somebody's honeymoon.
Yeah, no, I really do like that one with the Google Maps. You can see what the beach looks like. Going back to those reviews, if you do find reviews of recent ones with the beach. Also, some resorts do have live cams, so you can kind of get an idea what it's looking like out there. Get a good view of what the beach is, what beach conditions are. Mistake number 3 is choosing the wrong destination based on the activities that you want. That's just as important as the resort itself. What are you looking to do, and is it available nearby? If you're looking to do an ATV or zip line, you're not, if you're looking for a lush environment, you may not want to be on the Pacific side where it's more desert. Cabo, for example, is not somewhere you're going to find the most lush areas always. And also proximity to your resort. You might find some great excursions, but when you dig into it, it might be a 2-hour drive, to get to that. St. Lucia is one that comes to mind, that you might have a beautiful resort, and some of those excursions are really far north or really far south, depending on where you're at. And that is something that you may not foresee. That's a mistake. But if you work with us, we'll definitely prepare you. We'll get an idea, get to know you, what you're looking for, and get an idea of what you're looking to do while you're there. And that will best prepare you. I love meeting couples and letting them know, hey, this is going to be great because you're going to be close proximity to X, Y, and Z, and it makes for a great experience.
And that's part of the joy of getting to work with somebody and getting to know them, is we're going to learn all of those things that are really important to you in your honeymoon experience, and we're going to match you not only to the right destination, but the right resort to make sure that you have all of those elements that are on your priority list. Mistake number 4 is leaving the day after the wedding. And we see this a lot with destination wedding couples where they get married and then maybe the next day they want to go to another resort or another destination to have that post-honeymoon stay. So this is a big one because nobody wants to get up at 5 a.m. after they've been dancing all night and probably having a few too many cocktails. You're tired. Give yourself a buffer day. Have a day just to relax, get your bearings, enjoy the day with your newly spouse, and just be able to get ready for those upcoming travels. You know, especially if you are traveling to a long distance, maybe you're having a destination wedding in Mexico, but then you're flying to Europe for a honeymoon. That's a really long travel day, and you're going to want to make sure that you're rested for that because most people don't sleep great on flights, and so you don't want to bank on that. We want you to really enjoy your time and be rested and feeling great.
That is a big one, especially like Sarah said, if you're going to another time zone. On paper, it may look like very manageable. You know, you have the wedding on this day, you fly out the next day, and you'll be, you know, a couple time zones over, or you're flying to Europe, whatever it might be, and just think you can hit the ground running, not realizing you're going to be gassed, or not even comprehending that you're going to be gassed from the wedding as well as the travel day that you just put in. Make sure you give yourself a buffer. You'll be glad you did. Get some rest, hit the ground running the next day. Mistake number 5 is missing out on those honeymoon amenities. Again, when you're working with us, we're going to register your honeymoon with the resort and do everything we can to get any amenities that we can on your behalf. That might be a candlelit dinner, complimentary spa service, breakfast in bed, anything that we can do to advocate on your behalf to enhance your experience. We're going to do that. And a lot of couples miss out on that because they simply just don't ask. They don't know, you know, how it works. They just show up and think when they check in, hey, by the way, it's my honeymoon, thinking that that's all that's required. But taking some prep to get that, you know, to get that done ahead of time, schedule out those things. Otherwise, you may be missing out.
Exactly. And a lot of resorts do offer these complimentary perks. They do require some paperwork. They might require your marriage certificate. Again, we're going to submit all that on your behalf. But also, some resorts may only have like one honeymoon suite. So if it's not registered ahead of time, if there's another honeymoon couple there, you're probably going to miss out on that extra, you know, bonus and having that really nice romantic room. So we always want you to get everything as much as you possibly can to make it an unforgettable experience. Some bonus tips. Don't cheap out, you guys. It's your honeymoon. Like I said, you're going to remember it 10, 20, 30 years later. We're still talking about our honeymoon, you know, almost 15 years ago. So you're going to remember this. Make sure that you have an unforgettable experience. Work with a professional, somebody that is going to get to know you. Even if it's not us, work with somebody that you trust. So that way they know you, they know your preferences, they know what you're looking for, and they can help personalize an experience for you that is exactly what you're looking for. So you do look back and remember a great honeymoon. The second tip would be to get travel insurance. We see people opt out of travel insurance all the time, and I get it. Nobody's looking for any extra costs added onto their trip. But what a lot of people don't realize is that travel insurance, it's not just in case you lose your bag or it gets damaged at the airport, or it also gives you the most options for flexibility in case your plans change. In addition to that, you have medical coverage in destination. A lot of people don't realize that their insurance in the States does not cover them internationally. So if you twist an ankle or take a trip down a hill or, you know, lose a diamond from your wedding ring in Santorini, guilty, then it's not going to cover those types of things. So you want to make sure that you are protected in the event that something comes up. Nobody wants to go on their honeymoon and then all of a sudden have tens of thousands of dollars of medical bills because they opted out of travel protection and they got sick.
Yep.
So always just protect yourself so that way you go into your honeymoon not having to be stressed, not having to worry. You know that you're protected, you're taken care of, and when you work with us, you have us just one message or call away if you need anything while you're in destination.
Those are the two big ones. Like Sarah said, if you do, there's a good chance you're going to be planning out 6 months, a year, or longer ahead. And if you do want to make any changes, that can be difficult. Again, I know travel insurance, it just doesn't seem like it's the most cost-effective option, but those changes can be difficult. If you don't have that, there may be a fee or a charge involved with any changes, and you would have just saved more money by just having that in the first place. And like Sarah said, if you are active and something does happen, you go have this great experience, you break an arm, something happens, now you're coming back with this big medical bill or something that you just weren't planning on. So something to consider.
Yes. If you are looking to plan a honeymoon, we would love to get to know you. Schedule a complimentary consultation so we can chat about what's important to you, what kind of experience you're looking for, and we would love to help you plan a personalized experience that is just for you and can help you guys kick off your marriage to a great start and enjoy some memories together.
Hope you guys have a great day. Talk soon.
Safe travels.